Hello, bros. We're back with Dracula by Ken Platt, 1979, Chapter 4. The next day I was kept busy. The dishwasher was sick. I scrubbed and washed about 1,000,000 pots, pans, and dishes. My aunt had to do some shopping in town. I took over at the desk. 2 new people came in for rooms. I had them sign the register book. I helped bring up their bags. I told them what time meals were served, and so on. 2 people checked out. I gave them their bills. One wrote out a check. The other gave me his credit card. Nobody uses money anymore. Then it was time for lunch. I was a busboy again. I was so busy I forgot all about the man who looked like Dracula. At times, Jill helped out too. Together, we would clean and shape up a room in half the time. Working together made the job more fun. It was after lunch the second day. Aunt Shirley had gone to the bank in the village. I told her to take her time. I could run the hotel myself for a few hours. I was sitting behind the front desk, reading a book. Suddenly, I had a tingling feeling. I felt that somebody was standing real close, watching me, so I looked up. There he was, Dracula. I never heard him come in. I never saw him until he was right there. His face was even whiter than it was in the graveyard. I gulped. That means he's fresh out of blood, I thought. He was bigger and looked more powerful than I remembered. His voice was deep. Young man, may I trouble you for a room? I stood up fast. My heart began to thump. Cool it, you dope, I told myself. If he wants a room, then he can't be Dracula. Vampires don't spend money to sleep in hotels. They use graveyards. I couldn't tell if he recognized me. He was wearing a hat now, pulled down low and shading his eyes. Not many people wear hats, hardly any in the summer. Did vampires wear hats? I didn't know. I pushed the registry book towards him. Yes, sir. Will you sign in, please? And do you know how long you will be staying? He took the pen and began writing in the book. There are 3 spaces on the page. Name, city, and state. The book was upside down from me as he wrote. I didn't try to read it. Is room 13 available, he said. I've been there before, and I like the view. Now he sounds like some German discotheque dude. I'd kept up with what rooms were empty or occupied. Yes, sir, that's the big double room. $15 a day. Fine, he said. I'll be staying for a few days. Swell. I turned the book toward me to read his name. The handwriting was small and neat and straight up and down. A.R. Chad, Belgrade? My voice sounded weak. All right, Mr. Claude. Oh, it says Claude, not Chad. If you'll follow me, I'll help you up with your bag. He shook his head slowly, his black eyes bored into mine. All of a sudden, I didn't feel like moving. No need to trouble you, my boy. My bag is light, and I know my way to a room. If you'll just hand me the key, please. I gave him the key, dropped it on the desk, and saw his white hand pick it up. Don't be nervous, I told myself. Breakfast is at 7, I said. Lunch at 12. Dinner starts at 6. He was moving away. Yes, I know. He seemed to glide up the steps. He turned out of sight at the landing. His footsteps faded off. I heard a faint click later, which told me he had closed the door. He had picked room 13 just across the hall from the one my aunt had given me, room 12. I wondered about that. Then I looked down at the entry again in the guest book, A.R. Claude, Belgrade. I felt a chill. Belgrade was in Yugoslavia, one of those European countries near Transylvania, right around where the vampire Count Dracula had lived for hundreds of years. I kept looking at his name. Then I got a pencil and paper and began moving the letters around. I felt dizzy. A.R. Claude, also spelled Dracula. Goodbye, Robs. Goodbye.